if you are interested in genuinely understanding and learning something, this is the greatest time to be alive ever, right? These tools are incredible. If you are trying to truly to get the information into your brain so that you understand it, you have a 24/7 tutor that will adapt to whatever, language or comprehension level you are, or turn it into a podcast or a slide deck to help you understand. So that's amazing. If you are interested in creating the illusion that you understand something, it is also the greatest time to be alive, right? So if you don't care, and that actually isn't that big a deal outside of school, right? Because it's not a really good long-term strategy to go into your job and not actually read anything your boss says you and just feed it into ChatGPT or Gemini and just output the answer, right? Eventually your boss will be like, you don't understand anything. You're just
We fired somebody for something similar, or we were about to fire somebody and they resigned. They literally did their notes for a founder meeting with ChatGPT based on the Zoom call. And I had said explicitly, I want you to write the notes. You can use the summary tool, obviously, in any of these things to remember points, but I want you to actually literally write your thing. And I had them read it out loud in front of the class on the management team meeting, and it had errors in it. And it was like ChatGPT. This is 18 months ago. It was AI Slop. And man, the person was so embarrassed they resigned the next week right before I had a chance to fire them, unfortunately, because I was really looking forward to that dismissal.
So to me, in a way, the biggest problem with the education sector, because there's so many ways in which these tools are amazing for teaching and so many ways that they're amazing for the learning experience. The biggest thing is that they have complicated assessment, right? It used to be that you could test whether you had learned something by writing a paper, and the paper was an expression of the state of your knowledge, and your teacher could read the paper and decide whether you had learned it or not. And one of the side effects of this technology is if you have free access to these tools, they will write a plausible paper for you, particularly if it's on Catcher in the Rye, where there's 6 billion papers there that have been written that the model knows all about. It will do a plausibly good job of it. And so then that is a real problem. I don't take it lightly, but I think it's also a solvable problem. We just need to think carefully about how we do it. There are other ways to assess learning. And if you can figure out the assessment piece and maybe use AI to help with the assessment piece and not undermine it, then the education story, I think, is a lot more positive, because there's not an incentive to cheat or to skip the learning process if you are going to get responsibly assessed at the end of the semester.
Absolutely.
And then you have all these amazing tools.
And the easiest assessment possible is to have a person acoustically sit there and write in a blue book. What do they call those little blue books we used to have in school? Remember those little?
They call them blue books.
They were blue books.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, here's your blue book, start writing. And you'd be like, oh my God, this is terrorizing, but okay, here we go. Or how about this? Just speak to me.
Oral exams.
Let's just talk. And it's more fun. And it teaches you a whole nother set of skills, which is humanity. You'll be better on a podcast if you can explain what resonated with you in Catcher in the Rye. And you could be a better human in the human world. Building out your team is one of the most crucial things you have to get right in your startup. And finding the right developers is particularly important. But now there's Lemon.io. They're going to save you time, money, and headaches by doing all the time-consuming legwork for you. They've got an experienced lineup of pre-vetted developers working for competitive rates. Just 1% of applicants are accepted into Lemon's elite program. And they're not just out there finding this great talent, they're also working with you to integrate these new members into your team. Plus, if it's not a good fit, hey, and sometimes things don't work out, Lemon will hook you up with a new developer ASAP. I've seen startups go from just pretty good to amazing after filling out their teams with developers from Lemon.io. Go to lemon.io/twist and find your perfect developer or technical team in 48 hours or less. Plus, Twist listeners get 15% off their first 4 weeks. That's lemon.io/twist, LEMON.io/twist.